Today, I'm going to start a new series for all the serious English learners. The series, we can name it as Self Learning for 10 days or 10 days self learning practice, whatever you like to call it. We are going to talk about different activities and different methods in which we can incorporate English into our life without making it a hassle, without attending classes, without buying courses. We are going to do it on our own. These self learning methods are definitely going to help you. And today is day 1, the first session of our self learning series. I hope this series is going to benefit you. And if you think that that's a good idea, that's the best way for you to learn English on your own, then leave me a comment in the comments section and I'll definitely respond to you. Let's begin today's class. When you study something, like when you study for your exams, you study in your school, in your college, or you are just acquiring some certification when you are working in a particular profession, when you study, you tend to feel stressed. That whole program which you are studying becomes a task, something that you have to do whether you like it or not. It looks burdensome, isn't it? That sounds like something which you have to do, a mandate. You're not enjoying it. But when you are living something, you start taking out joy from it. You just enjoy doing that whole thing. And that is the same case with English. If you're studying English, with English, what do you study? You study grammar. You would get into rules, you get into tenses, ma'am, tell us about gerunds and all of that. Or you would try to cram a lot of vocabulary, which many learners do. Or you would just rehearse a lot of accents, you'll practice pronunciation. So then, this whole English learning thing, becoming fluent in English, speaking English with confidence becomes a task. It stresses you. You overthink about it. You simply don't enjoy it. So, what are we supposed to do? We have to stop studying it and we have to start enjoying it. And in order to enjoy the process of learning English, you have to start living it. Start living English. Now, there might be a question mark right in front of you that how to start living English. That's what we are going to discuss in today's session. I'm going to share four basic things. There are a lot of ways in which you can live in English, but I think these four ways, these four methods, these four habits, you may call it, are enough for you to just simply start living in English and stop studying it completely and enjoy it. In order to do that, you have to follow these four things, which will ultimately lead you to become a fluent English speaker, a person who speaks English with a lot of confidence. So stay with me for the next few minutes. Hello, my dear learners. Welcome to Skillfident with your mentor, Namita. Here, we just try to work on different self learning techniques in order to speak English with confidence, speak English in a fluent manner. So, today also, we are trying to stop studying completely and start living English. It is something which will help you come out of that burden, come out of that stress of learning English, and enjoy this whole process of learning English. So, the very first thing that you have to do is that you have to clean the space. Take one space in your house, your study room, a corner in your bedroom, or a corner in your living room, a place where you practice English. When you enter that space, this space is your English space. You're going to live your English here whenever you are at home. So, clean that space and make sure that this space has no phone, no laptop. hide your phone before you have come to actually live English. If you think that watching YouTube videos and listening to podcasts and just watching English movies is something which is living English, then not. When I say living in English, I mean that you have to actually live into those real things. So, for that, make sure that this space has books, English books that you enjoy reading. Can be fiction, non fiction, something related to self learning, self help books, biographies, whatever you enjoy, you need to have books. If this space has a mirror, it can be an added advantage because you can practice right there, standing in front of the mirror. We always talk about mirror techniques. This place should have pen, notebooks. It has to be a place where you have your stationery around. This place can have a dictionary, a physical dictionary, so that you can look for meanings of the new words. It can help you in learning vocabulary in a better manner. So, this physical place, if you have it somewhere, it works. The books will make you live in English. The pen, notebook where you can note down things will help. So have a space where you just go and practice English, the self learning method where we just practice it on our own. So this place should help you live in English completely, thoroughly. It should remind you that you've entered your English space. Name this place as your English space. Now, the second way to live English is writing down 4 topics from your life every morning. Every morning, you can simply write down 4 topics. What you are going to do during this day. In the morning, you can talk about the meeting that you have in your office, or you can talk about the examination that you have in your school or your college, or if there is a get together with your friends, if a friend of yours has a birthday party, if there is family event, what all you're going to have during that day. Or simply you can just talk about the things which you are going to do during the day. If you're going to cook meals, that can be one topic, that you're going to speak about the recipe that you're going to prepare. If it is gardening that you're going to do, you can talk about what you're going to do today. You're going to mow your lawn, you're going to water the plants, you're going to propagate some new plants, whatever about your gardening. If you're going to do any other household chores, you can talk about it. If you're going to learn any new skill like driving a car or something, you can talk about it. So these 4 topics should be there in your diary, which is going to be placed in that English space, and you're going to write about those 4 topics. And later in the day, make sure that before the day ends, you've spoken about those 4 things as and when you get a chance. So, this will help you live real life English. The things that you are going to do, the way the day is going to unfold is something you're speaking about. That's real English. You're not studying anything, you're just relating English with your activities, with your day. That's the best way. Now, the third method is something which you're going to practice all through the day. You look at anything, name it. Yes, the first activity is naming objects. You look at a cupboard, say cupboard. You look at a pillow, say pillow, cushion. You look at a door, you look at a refrigerator, a television, some stuffed toys. You look at a window, you look at a wash basin, you look at a dining table, whatever you're looking at. An alarm clock, any other gadget, an air fryer, a microwave in your kitchen. Just keep naming objects in English. This helps you live English by keeping the words in your mind all the time. If you're just practicing this naming objects thing, then you're never going to fall short of words. That's my promise to you. Just make sure you're naming everything that you see. Even if you've gone out for some work, then you can just Look around. There are buildings, there are parks, there are swings, there are buses. What all you see, just keep naming them. This fills your head with a lot of words, and you'll never fall short of words. In the same manner, just keep labeling your activities. Whatever you are doing, keep labeling it. Right now, I'm teaching English to you. What are you doing? I'm listening to Namita ma'am's English learning session. I'm attending her class, her free class, or I'm just taking a shower. I'm cooking my own meal. I'm washing my own clothes. I'm cleaning my room. I'm mopping the floor. Your activities should be defined by you. You should label it in one full sentence. So, this is something that you're going to do all through the day. This is actually living English in real sense. If you keep naming objects, you'll have a lot of words, and if you're labeling your activities, whatever you're doing, it will again keep you stuffed with a lot of English, lot of sentences, and then you are connected directly with English. That's the whole idea. So these three things, if you practice, are enough. But we have one more important thing. The fourth one, the last method to live English in real sense is keeping an English journal. Journal is something where you write, uh, everything, a collection of events. You write about your life, you write about your experiences every day. Something you keep every day. So, in your English space, you have to have a diary and a pen. You can do it before bed. You can do it while you have some time. You're in a metro. You're reaching your place, or you can do it in the morning whenever you feel that this is the right time for you. Record your daily thoughts in that English journal. Whatever is coming to your mind, just record it with pen. There has to be a connection of your hand with the diary so that your thoughts are getting in touch with English. You have to keep this journal so that your brain can connect your reality to this language. All these are real life activities. If you involve yourself into the real life activities in English, then you start living English rather than studying it with a lot of stress. I hope you're getting my point, what I'm saying. So, we are going to do these four things. The first one is we are going to create an English space which is technology free, no phones, laptops, TVs. We are going to practice it literally. You can read in that space, you can speak in that space, but make sure that it's a clean space. It should not be messy. The second one is we're going to write down four topics in the morning itself where we are going to practice speaking about those things, the topics from your life, your activities, or any events, or whatever is going to happen. You have to talk about them. The third thing is that all through the day, you're going to keep naming the objects and keep labeling your activities. That helps a lot in keeping your mind full of English words and sentences. And the last thing is that we have to keep a journal. Journaling helps you to connect your thoughts with reality into that language. So, what the real problem of an average English learner is that they are trying to speak in English, but their thoughts are always speaking in their mind in their mother tongue. They have to convert the thoughts into English, and all these things are going to help you speak English with a lot of confidence. You will notice that you're developing fluency within a week itself. So, I just hope that today's session was really useful and you found it actually beneficial for yourself. If you practice these things, you're going to come back to me after a month or so and tell me that it is working. When you finally started living in English, you didn't have to study it as a burden. My good wishes are always with you. I'm going to see you in my next video very, very soon. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye for now.